Alright guys, so I did want to go ahead and start a brand new series here on the channel. Now, we all know in Honkai Impact 3, pre-arms is a thing where you take a weapon, you forge it, and you pre-arm it into a brand new weapon, essentially, where you change not only the look, but the characteristics and the weapon skills and the passive skill of the weapon as well, making it something that turns a Valkyrie that was once not viable into an extremely viable character that you can use on the account for the meta game as it is now. So I wanted to go ahead and go through each individual weapon that I believe would deserve a pre-arm, and I got this video idea from my last video where I went through the Valkyries of each category who I believe were the strongest in that category. So to kick the series off, we're going to start off in the Katana category, starting with the Sakura Blossom. Now, the Sakura Blossom was a katana that I was extremely hyped for. One, when I pulled it, I was over the top hyped, and I do have a video on that. You guys should check it out. It's an old video, so don't judge me, but it was a good one nonetheless. Now, the Sakura Blossom was so hyped for me because when Miko first dropped, Miko was a character that I was extremely into, and I was ecstatic when I was able to obtain her because she was just different from every other Valkyrie up until that point. Now, I do have to say that Miko, in my opinion, has fell off, but she still is a good Valkyrie. But the Sakura Blossom is a weapon that is applicable to her, and I believe deserves a pre-arm, or at least I would love to see get a pre-arm. So if we take a look at what the Sakura Blossom is able to do as of right now, and what we can expect a pre-arm to do, or kind of speculate on what we can get out of a pre-arms, where she goes from a short distance. I think if we were to pre-arm this weapon, it could be a long distance. We can increase that physical damage attack. The Sakura brand, it can be an AoE where it affects every single enemy on the screen. I think that would just be really good benefits for the Sakura Blossom when it gets pre-armed, as well as changing the look of it. It looks fantastic as it is right now, but being able to pre-arm it, and we all know that it does change the look of the weapon, I think the developers at MiHoYo can do some really awesome things with that weapon when it comes to the design of it once it gets pre-armed. Now, moving on to the very next weapon that I would like to see get pre-armed, and probably the one I would be the most hyped about if it ever does happen, is the third Sacred Relic. Now, the third Sacred Relic, the reason why this one would be probably top of my list is because of Striker Fulminata. Striker Fulminata, if you do not know already, I'm sure you do, is a top Valkyrie, one that I gravitate towards every single time that I play the game, and I have this weapon on her, and it works really well. It's a fantastic weapon, and it works really well with Striker Fulminata, but I would love to see this weapon get a pre-arm. The reason being is because if you take a look at the skills, it's very basic. You increase the combo count, you increase her physical damage. You go into burst mode, you gain more physical damage. Now, that is viable and it works, but I would love for it to be able to do some other things, like maybe give Striker Fulminata some damage reduction, maybe give her a pseudo barrier where you don't need Drive Komata or Yamabuki armor. You already have that barrier once you pop the weapon skill. Increase just her normal speed or her attack speed. Something of that nature, I think, would make Striker Fulminata one character that is extremely viable already, but would make her OP, over the top, a Valkyrie that you have to have on your account. I think that would be a great addition for the third Sacred Relic. Plus, what they could do with the looks of that weapon, it already looks great, but what they could do with the looks of that weapon, I mean, I think it would be top tier, and I would absolutely love to see that weapon in particular get a pre-arm in the future. Now, the next and last weapon that I did want to go ahead and speak about is the Raikiri. If you guys have been playing this game for a long time, you know about the Raikiri. Back in the day, this weapon was one that people really urged you to have onto your account. It was a weapon that was extremely viable, and one that you had to have, especially with Lightning Empress, because it has great weapon skills. It has a good passive skill. To this day, it just kind of has fallen off because of other katanas that, you know, do what it does or are just better options just in general. So for the Raikiri, it does give you a bit of a barrier for your allies and yourself. It gives you some defense as well, and you're able to do some lightning damage. You're able to reduce some indirect damage, such as like igniting and bleeding, which is really good. But the Raikiri just has kind of fallen off, and I think that's just because of the damage output. If they gave it more damage output, like more lightning damage, or if they made the damage reduction that you received higher, or do both, give it a damage buff and a damage reduction, I think that would be fantastic. Plus alter the look of that weapon. I mean, I think the Raikiri will be top notch and top tier once again. Increase the lightning damage, give it a higher damage reduction, be able to do something with that barrier where you could maybe shoot the barrier out if you throw the weapon skill out again, because it has those blades that, you know, swing around you, so you could shoot those blades out to enemies if you wanted to. I don't know, I think that would be extremely awesome. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let me know your 3 katanas that you would love to see pre-armed in the near future. But I'm going to get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out.